When it comes to superhero titles, I thought you couldn't get much better than Infamous 2. Now this is a title with epic gameplay, awesome battle scenes and a story that's intriguing and also dramatic. But then another game comes in with one of the greatest superheroes ever and steals the show, and now I don't know what to think. So join us as we review Batman Arkham City. It's back to Arkham for Batman, but no longer is it the small island it used to be. Now it's become a city. The sequel to the 2009 smash hit is back, bigger and better than ever, with more gadgets, more villains and even more broken arms. Rocksteady have had a lot to live up to, and with not only following on from Arkham Asylum's acclaim, but to do The Dark Knight justice once again. And indeed, they have succeeded. Let's check it out.
You think we wouldn't hear you?
Following on from Arkham Asylum, former Warden Quincy Sharp has now become Mayor of Gotham, and he's put the ever-increasing criminal scum into a walled-off part of Gotham and called it Arkham City. What's more, Hugo Strange has been put in charge, Joker is on death row, and Catwoman and gangs are running amok. So Batman ventures in to figure out what exactly is going on. Like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City pulls you in with a great intro and then throws you into a maze of twists and turns. The writing is excellent, but it does waver off towards the end and fails to flesh out some of its many villains. There's plenty of Easter eggs and references to other Batman folklore for all the die-hard Batman fans like myself, and Rocksteady have expanded on their interpretation of The Dark Knight in great fashion. But the best part of the game is, once again, how well the developers have made you feel like Batman. With every punch, grapple or grim one-liner, you do become the famed superhero. Arkham City is not a nice place to be in. It's run down, decaying and gothic as hell, but that shouldn't suggest that it isn't beautiful. The lighting is diverse and dramatic, and the many smoke elements and shadows look just as good, and the art direction here is once again fantastic. Character models are great, and Batman will once again show damage the further into the story he ventures. Cutscenes are a joy to watch, but not as good as watching Batman single-handedly take out a plethora of guards. There's many different counter styles and finishing moves, not to mention the additional gadget to use. The action is always entertaining. There are some textural pop-ins, but other than that, Batman has never looked so good. Voice acting is top-notch with Mark Hamill brilliant as the Joker and Kevin Conroy back as Batman. Finish it off with a soundtrack similar to the recent films with heavy crescendos and pulsing beats, and you've got yourself one hell of a polished game. Fans of the previous title will feel right at home with the same mechanics as before, but with many nice additions. Combat is still simple and fun as ever, with one button to brawl, one button to counter, and one button to dodge. Except now you have the ability to counter 2 enemies at once, with more unique enemies and more takedown methods than there was before. It's a combat system that never gets old, and with more gadgets it's twice as enjoyable. Yet Batman will also have to take a more subtle approach with certain levels, and move quickly in between taking down enemies stealthily one by one. These gameplay scenarios are just as enjoyable, and with more obstacles and enemy gadgets to outsmart, you'll have to be quite tactical. You also have detective mode and clues to find at certain points of the game, as well as chase scenes. The game's gameplay is beautifully mixed up. Arkham City has all the elements of an open world title, and exploration can be very rewarding, with awesome side missions, upgrades and experience points to earn, as well as a crazy amount of Riddler puzzles to complete. Plenty of stuff to keep you grappling and flying around this huge map. There's even more challenge maps for those master brawlers and Dark Knight aficionados, and every bit of info you would need to read about Batman. And to top it all off, you get the chance to be Catwoman for several missions. While she's a lot different to Batman, she's just as fun and serves as the cherry on top of this magnificent title.
No way I can face Ivy without my things. I'd be naked without them.
For every Batman fan or gamer alike, this is one of the best action titles you'll ever play. While it did end sooner than I thought it would, I kept playing this title and I enjoyed it even more the second time round, especially with the New Game Plus. Whether it was beating up all my favourite villains, or working my head around all the weird and crazy puzzles and gameplay elements, or even just being in the world of Arkham City, I was thoroughly entertained and even blown away. Now, I'm going to have to give this a 9.88 out of 10.01.
Shut Arkham City down. It's out of control.
Shut it down. By the end of tonight, I will be a hero, just like you, Batman.